प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस शुरू हो। दो 2013 में बीजेपी एक भी सीट नहीं जीती थी त्रिपुरा में, और आप देखिए ठीक 5 साल के बाद 2018 में 36 सीटों पर, 60 में से 36 सीटों पर उसने जीत हासिल की। नागालैंड में भी 12 विधायक हैं बीजेपी के, मेघालय में 2 विधायक चुनकर के आए हैं।
और आप सबने धैर्य रखा ये टेक्निकल ग्लिच का। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट नाउ। माय कलीग, आप सबने धैर्य रखा ये टेक्निकल ग्लिच का। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट नाउ। माय कलीग ऑनरेबल इलेक्शन कमिश्नर श्री अनूप चंद पांडे जी ऑन माय राइट एंड श्री अरुण गोयल जी ऑन माय लेफ्ट, senior officers from the ECI, friends from the media, and before starting this press conference, as you all know, this is the first press conference in this year, so we want to wish you a very happy new year, and also that during the year we would keep meeting more often. This is just the beginning of the elections during 2023, तो लगातार आपसे मिलते रहेंगे। And happy beginning for the voters of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland to join in the festival of democracy. Greetings to the voters of these 3 states. As you may be aware, the term of legislative assemblies of the 3 states of Nagaland, Meghalaya and Tripura are respectively coming to an end on 12 March, 15 March, 22 March. तीनों असेंबलीज का जो टर्म है वो इस दिन खत्म हो रहा है। The 3 states have 60 assembly constituencies each. Nagaland has 59 STs and just 1 general. Meghalaya 57 STs and 5 general, whereas Tripura has 30 general, 10 SCs and 20 STs. So friends, women participation in these 3 states in the earlier elections has been higher than the male participation. So it's a very happy trend to report to you. While each election has its own set of challenges, and despite difficult terrains in these 3 states have set this example of, as you are seeing, a female voter turnout of 86% as against 81% of male in Nagaland, 87% as against 83% in Meghalaya, and 91% in Tripura as against 87% in Tripura. तो इन सभी राज्यों में महिलाओं की भागीदारी वोटिंग में ज़्यादा रही है, और ये विषय हम पूरे देश के समक्ष भी रखना चाहते हैं, ताकि दिस इज़ a goal to aspire for us and also all our proud women voters of the country. And not only the participation, their number also in the electoral roll is higher. This is also another very interesting thing in this case of these 3 states. All the 60 general assembly constituencies would go to the poll in these 3 states. As you all know, these 3 states have the terrain related challenges, but Commission is committed to ensure the free, fair, participative, accessible and ethical elections in these 3 states. Friends, we recently visited these 3 states from 11th of January to 15th of January and met all the district collectors, SPs, senior police officers, CS, DG, all the enforcement agencies. So we want to report back to you what is the feedback and how would we tackle this. Let me in the beginning mention that all over the country there are only few states जहां अब प्री पोल, ड्यूरिंग द पोल और पोस्ट पोल वायलेंस बची है। अभी आपने पीछे 2 इलेक्शंस देखे, कोई वायलेंस नहीं थी। उससे पहले भी 5 इलेक्शन, उससे पहले भी 5 इलेक्शन देखे, देयर वाज नो वायलेंस. इट्स ओनली इन 2-3 स्टेट्स of the entire country which is left, and commission is committed with the help of the district administration, district magistrates, SPs. We have told them very, very clearly that the society should have zero tolerance for any kind of violence during the elections. Actually, लोकतंत्र में हिंसा का कोई स्थान नहीं है और हम कमिटेड हैं कि इस राज्यों में भी इस तरीके से आगे बढ़ेंगे. If I show you the electors related profile, Nagaland has in all, the state specific details are here and would be shared with you all. But अगर total देखें तो तीनों राज्यों में मिला के जो आपके सामने में फिगर है उसके अनुसार मेल फीमेल फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर्स, पीडब्ल्यूडी वोटर्स, 80 वोटर्स, सेंटेनेरियन वोटर्स, ये सबकी फिगर आपके समक्ष है. जो एसएसआर का कार्य था वो 5 जनवरी को पूरा हो गया है और लिस्ट पब्लिश कर दी गई है एंड ऑल ओवर द कंट्री इंक्लूडिंग दीज 3 स्टेट्स, एंड कॉपीज हैव आल्सो बीन गिवन टू द पोलिंग पार्टीज. There are 2.28 lakh voters who have been added in these 3 states, and as per the roll published, there are 97,000 voters who are 80 plus, and there are 31,700 voters who are PWDs, and 100 plus voters number is 2,600. And we have given great emphasis for inclusion of these voters. सभी डीओस को इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी गई हैं कि इन सबके वोट्स लेने के लिए फॉर्म 12D के माध्यम से जो व्यवस्था है, अगर वो लोग पोलिंग स्टेशन पे किसी कारणवश नहीं आ सकते तो जरूर वोट दिलवाएं. There are more than 1.7 lakh 6 lakh voters who are 18 to 19 years as per the SSR. And friends, as I mentioned in one of the conferences earlier also, we have enabled the 17 plus voters, those who are of 17 years age and not yet 18, to give us advance applications, so that उनकी applications को हम अपने पास रखें प्रोसेस करके, और जैसे ही वो 18 साल के हों उनको हम वोटर कार्ड दे दें, साथ में एक वेलकम किट दे दें. So you would be happy to know that approximately 10,000 youths have registered with us in these 3 states who are between 17 to 18 years. So these 3 states, 62.8 lakh voters combinedly are ready to go to vote, and we request all of them to participate in the elections ethically, freely, and in large numbers. If we come to the polling stations accordingly, how do we conduct this in how many polling stations? The total number of polling stations, state-wise list is here to you, the bifurcation which you can use, which we will put it on the on our website and social media also, so that you can use these charts. 9,125 polling stations, and these are 634 more than 2018. Because of the geography of these states, it's around 82% in the rural areas. And we have mandated that 50% of the polling stations would be webcasted. In this case, the arrangements have been made for 73% webcasting of 73% polling stations across these 3 states. Friends, our emphasis now, after I covered the roll part of it, so now from roll to poll. So as I mentioned earlier also, our basic contact with the voters is twofold. At the time of registering them, that is getting entry into the roll, and then at the time of polling. So roll I mentioned recently, just in the briefing. The polling part I will mention now. How do we make their polling easy and a and a kind of a festive? So in these states, there would be 376 polling stations, which would just be managed by our women officers, including the women police personnel. So entire booth, including the security, would be managed by the women staff. And similarly, PWDs will manage the polling stations, and they would be model polling stations which would also have some kind of environmental friendly material used inside. और मॉडर्न पोलिंग स्टेशंस में बहुत प्रयास लोग कर रहे हैं अच्छा करने का, कहीं पर क्रैच भी बना रहे हैं ताकि जो महिला मतदाता आते हैं बच्चों को साथ में लेके, तो वो भी उनको दे फील ए वेरी काइंड ऑफ ए congenial environment to vote. As you might recall, we have also started a practice to encourage our youth who are not so much into, there is some kind of youth apathy which we are struggling with. तो हमने जो हमारे यंग एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं उनके माध्यम से भी जो अभी अभी रिक्रूट हुए हैं, ये गुजरात और हिमाचल में भी ये प्रक्रिया अपनाई थी, अब उसको आगे बढ़ाते हुए यहाँ भी बूथ्स जो हैं वो यंग एम्प्लॉयज़ के द्वारा मैनेज होंगे. Needless to say that in all the polling stations we will have 100% assured minimum facilities, which include, all of them are ground floor. There would be ramp, there would be accessible, there would be water, there would be electricity, there would be toilet, and there would be a volunteer to help our PWD voters and also our senior citizens. Again, needless to say that if somebody has by chance does not have EPIC card, any of these 12 documents can be used. We are just showing it to you so that you can popularize them, put them on through your mediums also. As usual, we would like to again mention you that we salute our heroes of democracy. These are our 80 plus and 100 plus voters. And to give you a glimpse of the beautiful states of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland, these are our old voters, very respected voters, very happy voters. It's a very happy feeling to talk to them whenever we go. And the form 12D would be available to them in these 3 states also from the 5th day onwards after nomination. And as usual, our entire team will go and take their vote with a full security, in which the polling parties will go and the polling agents of the candidates would also be allowed to accompany. Again, this would be applicable to 2600 100 plus of our centenarian voters. The candidates or their agents would all go together, can go accompany to the house of the voter so that there is no allegation of any compromise. Just to mention here, fake news थोड़ा फैलाने वाले भी नए नए तरीके ढूंढते हैं. तो अभी पिछले इलेक्शन में एक एक्सपीरियंस आया था कि किसी ने कहा एक कमरे में बूथ बना के और एक वीडियो चलाई कि ये वोटर्स को ओल्ड एज के कंप्रोमाइज हो गया, वोट कोई और डाल रहा है. तो इंक्वायरी कराई तो पता लगा कि वो तो कोई और जगह थी. तो हमने इसके लिए एक नया और रास्ता निकाला है. वो जैसे जैसे नए तरीके ढूंढते हैं हम भी काउंटर करते हैं. तो हमारा तरीका निकाला है कि जो भी घर में जाएंगे, अब जो पोलिंग कंपार्टमेंट सेट करेंगे उसमें असेंबली नंबर भी लिखा रहेगा स्टिकर के रूप में, सो दैट कोई अगर फेक चलाने की कोशिश भी करता है तो एटलीस्ट वो एक ही जगह का होगा. पूरे उसमें तो हमें मालूम ही नहीं हुआ कि किस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी की बात कर रहे हैं. सो नाउ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी नंबर and booth number will also be pasted on the compartment so that we are sure that there is no fakeness into this, if at all there is a photo. So there would be a sticker attached to this. Friends, there would be 31,700 PWD voters. And these, as I mentioned, they also have the same facility. Ramps are being constructed. And another thing which we want to report to you, we are making another effort. The drinking water, electricity, ramp, why not get them permanently in these schools through the medium of our elections? So we are insisting everywhere that please do not create temporary facilities to the extent possible. In any case, let this be a gift to the schools from the election process, that they get separate toilets for boys and girls, electricity, furniture, and the ramp for the students who could be otherwise suffering, having any kind of disability. So budgets are being sanctioned by all these states, and we have been promised that they will try and get the permanent structures to the extent possible, so that we don't review all the time, and we guarantee that all our polling stations, the schools, are now PWD friendly, with electricity and with toilets. The Commission has also, as you know, provided the Saksham app. They can book any facility which they want, from the volunteers to the tricycle or whatever they want, wheelchair, that can also be made available. दिल्ली में बैठ के हम लोग जब इलेक्शंस की बात करते हैं तो एक डिफरेंट पिक्चर नज़र में आती है. तो इन दिस प्रेजेंटेशन एंड टू मेक इट लिटिल मोर grounded, we are trying to show you how it looks where the elections are going to happen, and how tough it is, how different it is from our perspective, how difficult it is to conduct election in these states for the personals who are involved in this. You would see the polling station on the slide here. This is at the top of a foothill called the Mount Saramati in Nagaland. And you can imagine how difficult would it be for the polling parties to go. The second one which you are seeing is very interesting. This is on the border of Myanmar, and the line, the division line, passes through the house of the head of the village. So his house is half this side, half this side. So that's the interesting picture we thought we'll show you to make it little more visually appealing to you. How they conduct elections in places like Meghalaya. Please see how difficult it is. Somewhere there are temporary booths, temporary bridges of bamboo which are made. I'll show you a small video how do they walk this time. Look at the next slide, in which polling stations and families in Tripura. This is from Tripura. Half them going by a kind of boats and into the inhabited, less habited, inaccessible islands also. So friends, imagine the BLOs, the polling personals who go and get involved in this activity. Forests, tough terrains, the bridges which are temporary, hill areas. And what happens? They actually deserve our appreciation. So this is what I wanted to brief and show you this. Friends, just to take you a little back, in last 2 years we have had assembly elections to 13 states, starting from Bihar during the pandemic to the last in Himachal and Gujarat. There were 6.46 lakh polling stations. I would be grateful if you can convey this. 6.46 lakhs polling stations, and minimum on each station there are 3 units of the EVM, which is ballot unit, which is the VVPAT, and which is the CPU. Of all these 6.46 lakhs polling stations, many of which are as tough as this. And I'll tell you how they are tough. अभी आपने इस वीडियो में देखा कि एक रोप वे पर एक व्यक्ति को लाया जा रहा था. उसको हार्ट की प्रॉब्लम हो गई. ही वॉज ए पर्सनल एम्प्लॉय, ही वॉज ए पोलिंग ऑफिसर. उसको लाना मुश्किल हो गया. और एक जगह आपने देखा गाड़ी नहीं निकाली जा रही थी. Exactly in these 13 elections, only 4 incidents happened, जो दिन भर टीवी पर चलती रहीं. दिन भर. एक असम में जब रात के 10-11 बजे भारी बारिश में वो दूसरी प्राइवेट गाड़ी में आए. इट वॉज ए it was a violation of the protocol, no doubt. But I'm just trying to tell you the scale. Out of 6.46 lakhs, only 4. One was in Tamil Nadu, where somebody came on a scooter in a hurry to deposit the machines. One was in West Bengal, and one was in UP. That's all. And imagine what happens whole day. Because I understand it gets more TRP, but it whole day these is shown. And the employees, when we talk to them, believe me, it's very painful for them. They say that 6.46 lakhs minus 4 are just forgotten how much work they have done. So just to sensitize you, nothing more. Coming to the informed voting, this is our KYC app. All the citizenry can know about the candidates, their criminal background. This is about the C-Vigil, I'm sorry. The vigilant citizens, they can make any complaints, and all these details in detail we have given in each of these states, so that voters in those 3 states of Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland can use this. And believe me, it is helping us. You remember in the recently held elections, we confiscated goods close to how much? Around 900 crores as against 40-50 crores of the last 2018 elections in Himachal and Gujarat. Large part of it was helpful to us. And repeatedly telling through the medium of the press, our friends, it helps us to ensure that the elections are free and the inducement free. We will also deploy observers in these 3 states. 64 expenditure observers. We have identified expenditure sensitive constituencies. In some states there are more. Out of these 3, in some states there are more. Because each state is different. Each state's context is different. We will also have 69 general observers, and we will have 33 police observers in these places. And large number of instructions have been given to enforcement agencies to curb the flow of cash, to asking banks to keep a watch on the accounts, also asking them, again, the use of money also, people are becoming smarter. In last time we came to a situation where the bank account is used to transfer money through the ballots or something to the large number of voters. We have asked banks to keep a watch on this. We'll monitor the ballots, we'll monitor the payments through electronic means, and we'll also monitor the withdrawal of used cash or deposits of used cash in any account in these 3 states, and also wherever elections are held. We have also directed the Narcotics Bureau and the State Excise to very, very strictly look for drugs. Because this, not in this area, otherwise also you saw it in Bengal, you saw it in Punjab and Gujarat also, last elections, large number of seizures were made. So, drugs also we have very, very strictly said. So, in nutshell, our paramilitary forces have already this time reached these 3 states. And they are already involved in area domination. And because of that, I am again happy to report, because of that, the incidents of violence so far are nil. And we are hopeful. We have told our DOs. And citizens also want this not to happen. They are also very much in favor. And we have appealed to them while we were there that please help us by knowing any possibility through C-Vigil or something. Bring it to our notice so that we can get your help to curb it. Model Code of Conduct will now come into force in these 3 states. And next, if we can show you the schedule, the dates would be something like this. Tripura, and we have taken let me tell you first this. The date of issue of notification in case of Tripura would be January 21. And last date of making nominations January 30. We will also put it on social media account of ours immediately, so that you can take this. You can put it right now. So if you want, it can be downloaded from our sweep handle. Meghalaya and Nagaland would have it on 31st January, and thereafter both of them have the poll together. The date of poll would be February 16th in case of Tripura and February 27th. So we are finishing all the polling in the February 27th, within February itself. This is to take into account, this has taken into account that the examinations schedules are also taken into account and that children are not really disturbed by this to the extent possible. So since most of the exams are by and large in March, we have tried to finish this in February itself. And no polling station is in any school which is a CBSE related school whose CBSE schedule has come. So there is only one paper before this, but we have ensured that in no school there is a CBSE center or a CBSE school. Next, this is all the dates. We are also having by-elections. There are by-elections now. Whatever are the vacancies reported to us so far, we are all covering them, and this is the tradition again we are starting, not to wait. As soon as there are vacancies, we try and finish up, though we can wait technically for 6 months. But we are finishing it, keeping it update, giving the electorate to have their representatives. So there is one AC each in Arunachal, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, 2 ACs in Maharashtra and 1 parliamentary constituency in Lakshadweep. The details would be available of these names of these constituencies, and the schedule would be like this. They will go with the Meghalaya and Nagaland poll on the same day. That means the February 27th would be date of poll and January 31st being the date of notification. Thank you, friends. Again, through you, I want to appeal to all the voters to come forward, participate in the large number and strengthen the democracy, deepen it further. And through the media, I'm sure all this will reach them. And media this time would also be far more receptive to showing some good stories of the election. There are a large number of good stories which are being produced. We have also taken on ourselves. We have asked the DOs to please document those success stories. Please document. So they are also in the process. I'm sure they will also do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now invite all your questions. Kindly introduce yourself along with your name and media organization before you begin the question.
तो चुनाव की तारीखों का ऐलान हो चुका है और इसके साथ ही 2023 के चुनावी कैलेंडर की शुरुआत हो गई है। आपको बता दें, त्रिपुरा में 16 फरवरी को मतदान होना है और इसके अलावा नागालैंड और मेघालय में 27 फरवरी को वोटिंग होगी और इन तीनों ही राज्यों के मतों की गिनती 2 मार्च को होगी, यानी नतीजे 2 मार्च को आएंगे तीनों राज्यों के। त्रिपुरा में पहले मतदान है 16 फरवरी को, एक ही फेज में चुनाव हो रहा है। नागालैंड और मेघालय में भी एक ही फेज में चुनाव होगा, 27 फरवरी को मतदान होगा, 2 मार्च को वोटों की गिनती की जाएगी। तीनों राज्यों के पूरे शेड्यूल का ऐलान अब हो चुका है और मुख्य चुनाव आयुक्त ने यह घोषणा की है। 16 फरवरी त्रिपुरा, 27 फरवरी मेघालय, 27 फरवरी नागालैंड।